Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about how to pay for college. So over the course of this video, we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about the average cost to attend four-year universities versus the average cost of attending a two-year community college. Then we're going to talk about the ways in which you can go about paying for your college tuition. And the last thing we're going to cover is grad school. So stay tuned because it's about to get real. So get you a pen, a pad, get your phone, your iPad, tape recorder, anything you need, because I'm about to give you some real good information that might just change your life. So here we go. I went to college so that I would not be broke. And now I am broke because I went to college. According to collegeboard.org, the average cost to attend a four-year public university, it is $24,000 per year. Multiply that by 4 or 5 or 6, depending how long you need to be there. Compare that to $47,000 that it costs to attend a four-year private university. Within that $24,000 that it costs to attend a public university, if you are an in-state student, your tuition is only about $9,400 a year. Compare that to if you are an out-of-state student, your tuition is going to be about $23,000. At a public university, room and board is going to run you about $10,000 a year. At a private university, room and board will run you about $11,500 a year. Add to that, at a public university, textbooks and other important tools that you'll need in the classroom will run you about $1,300 a year. And at a private university, it'll run you about $1,200 a year. So you kind of see the math for the four-year universities, both public and private. Let me give you some information about your local community colleges. Between 2014 and 2015, the average cost to attend a community college in district was about $3,347. $3,300 to attend a community college for 1 year compared to about $9,400. It's almost 3 times as much. So if I were you, I would go to a community college for the first year or two and then transfer. So now let's talk about how do we pay for this? Because you got to be able to pay for both universities or community colleges. And if you don't have the money to do either, it can be a pretty scary situation. The first thing that you need to keep in mind is the date, January 1st. You can start your FAFSA application. The sooner you do FAFSA, the more likely you'll get more funding to go to school. If you wait until, May and June, then you're going to run the risk that there isn't going to be a lot of money or any money at all from the government for you to attend college. The very first way that you can pay for college is to pay out of pocket. Now, in the real world, for a lot of Americans, that's not an option. It's becoming increasingly harder for people to pay for their education. So if you can't pay out of pocket, the other option is to apply for scholarships and grants. Scholarships are money given to students based on academic standing, extracurricular standing, and need-based standing. Okay. The next way to pay for your college education is through federal loans. Federal loans, compared to private loans, are at a fixed rate of about 5%. And you have what's called a subsidized loan. And this is a loan that you do not incur interest while you are a student. Compare that to an unsubsidized loan, which interest is incurring while you are a student. Okay. And then you have what's called a Parent Plus loan. This is a loan in your parent's name. It is on their credit. In the event that your parent is successful, you will get that extra money, and then your parent now has a loan that they will pay back. If your parent is declined, then the federal government has to give you the remainder of whatever money you need in either a subsidized or an unsubsidized loan. But they will require that a parent or guardian apply for the Parent Plus loan first. These are all government loans, and the good thing about those are when it's time to pay them back, you can apply for what's called income-based repayment. So what happens is you'll fill out an application, you'll send in all your income information, and the federal government will determine, based on what you make, here's what your monthly payment will be. In some cases, it's zero. Aside from taking out federal loans, you can also take out private loans. And the leading private loan or private student loan company is Sallie Mae. When it comes to private loans, you should know that they do not have fixed interest rates. So whatever the interest rate is at the time when you take your loan out, that is the interest rate you will have, and they're not really capped. The other thing is with private loans, there is no income-based repayment. So when it is time to pay your student loan back, you will pay whatever monthly payment they require. They will not ask you to send in paperwork to prove that you only make so much money. So that's one of the downfalls to private student loans. You could also go about paying for college by joining the military, and maybe that wasn't a thought that you had, but the military does provide funding for veterans to attend school, and all universities within their financial aid departments have veterans services that will help you with that process. You could also try to do Teach for America, which is something you would apply for your senior year of high school, and if you are accepted, you can get some sort of help paying for your college tuition. The Peace Corps is also another organization that can help you with funding for school, but typically you are required to have a bachelor's degree before you can even volunteer to join the Peace Corps. So if you want to attend maybe grad school or medical school or law school, then joining the Peace Corps would help you with that. After you graduate from college, there are a couple things to help you pay your student loans. You could always join a loan forgiveness program, and typically with this, you would be required to teach in a low-income community or teach students with special needs. And for, I think it's like 3 to 5 years, you would be required to work with this population. And after that time, a percentage of your student loans would be forgiven. The other thing is if you are a civil worker. So if you work in the public sector, you get a loan forgiveness if you work in your job for 10 years. So you would have to make student loan payments every month on time for 10 years, and after that the rest of your loans would be forgiven. So that's any public job. If you're one of those people who wants to attend graduate school, medical school, law school, and you're trying to figure out how you can pay for that, there are a couple things you can do. You can follow the same guides as college. You can pay out of pocket. You can apply for scholarships and grants. You can go the federal loan route. You can go the private loan route, but you also have the option of applying for an assistantship. Essentially a scholarship that you receive from your grad school and from the particular department that you are receiving your master's or PhD from. Most assistantships are either teaching assistantships or research assistantships. The way assistantships work, typically your tuition is waived, and then you will receive a stipend for your academic year. And your stipend is essentially a paycheck. So yes, you will get your tuition waived and you will get paid. The only thing you will have to pay are your fees. And fees vary from university to university. You can also get what's called a fellowship. So those are the ways that you can go about paying for graduate school. Please pay attention to politics, because all of these presidential candidates, Republican and Democratic, are talking about education because they know it's really important. Some people want to make it where community college is completely free. Some want to make it where college altogether is completely free. And while that sounds really, really good, something has to happen to compensate for that, which means there may be an increase in taxes. And are they really going to make education free, or are they just talking good garbage now to gain your votes? So you've got to be paying attention to this, because college education is so important and it is so expensive. It definitely is an investment. You have to look at it as an investment. I wouldn't give up anything for the degrees hanging on my wall, for the job that I have now, because I know without my college education and without going to graduate school, my life would be completely different. And so you have to make the decision that's best for yourself. So I really hope that this information has helped you or someone that you love and care for. Share this with people. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Leave me a comment, rate the video, make sure you subscribe. We've been there, we've done that, you know the deal. And as always, I will see you next time.